quest means this. But broadly, it's around the things that you yearn to do, which could be very simple or very complex, and you could absolutely not have them. To provoke what those things are, we built in some frameworks around asking or begging the question, what is your quest? What are we about? And then broadly, how can we all serve each other to fulfill that? In ways that, frankly, we don't know yet. So what we're curious about is, as we provoke this stuff, as we say to you, kind of, what do you stand for, what are you about, and we'll do that at various points throughout the week, we're curious how we serve each other. We're curious about how a community of people can support each other in fulfilling that stuff, or not. It's really up to us. So if you notice on the schedule that we have, there are things that are quite specific about when we need to come together. We've also found that meals are a great place to come together and in a kind of wonderful way share things, because as we do around the table, as we break bread, it's quite significant. But the other side of it is, if we provide you with a little bit of stimulus, what would you do with it? And what would you yearn to do? And who would you love to have support you in what you're trying to achieve? So one, we don't know what you're trying to achieve, because we haven't defined that. It's truly up to you. Secondly, we don't know who you'd attract to you based on what you're trying to achieve, but we're curious about how that would unfold. And there's a little bit of tickling about how that could happen for all of us. As Tom said, and to build on that a bit, this is a dynamic of people that some of us know each other, most of us don't know each other. I think we all have similar ideals and goals, but it would be very interesting to hear what those are and see them played out. There's another layer of things, too, that we're kind of provoking, which is broadly I'd call it creativity or maybe visualization or making stuff. We're curious about who wants to make stuff. And so a little bit of stimulus around that were the photos that we asked for you to give to us, because we think it's highly interesting, and there's a visual layer to this, and there's a lot of designers here. There's a lot of people that aren't, but it doesn't matter. There's a lot of creativity. So I guess the overall message is, during the week, feel free to collide with people. Feel free to grab people, talk to them. There's ample time to do it. There's very little real programmed stuff. But there's a real opportunity to make things. Be they relationships, pictures, art, whatever you throw together. We're quite curious about that, and we'd love to capture some of that stuff. So we have a community of wonderful, beautiful people who have dedicated themselves to be here, which is quite miraculous. And think of the little transformation I went through just looking at myself going from Midway Airport to be here today in that short period of time is quite, whoa! So experience the woe, and as Tom said, relax about what could happen tomorrow, because it's quite amazing to see what happens when you actually do let go. So enjoy your week. Take every bit of it that you can. Collide with people, enjoy yourself, do what's right for you. Here.
All right. Then just one last order of business until we get to soup. Henry has been kind enough to offer his guidance in terms of conducting kind of a meditation, and I'll let him speak to what he's going to be doing down in the quote-unquote River Cabin Zendo. So, Henry?
So, just about everything that Tom was saying, it seems to me, is totally embodied in the practice of meditation. But this is, the surroundings here and the gathering here are just highly, highly supportive of what we can do when we do the very, very simple, in fact, basically the simplest human practice or activity there is, which is to sit still and be quiet and breathe. And that's what we do when we meditate. And I would really love to help anybody who wants to get a little very simple instruction in how to meditate, to come down to the Zendo, as we're calling it, and try it out. And we've got all kinds of, we can make it very easy. It's never hard, it's so unspeakably simple. So please, I'd really like to encourage you to come down and try it. Because it's so much in the spirit of what we're doing. It's really sort of integral, I think, to what we're doing. It's a chance to just sit down and be quiet with other people. It's very, very beautiful. There's nothing like it. And whatever we may be looking for, whatever we may be hoping to discover or uncover, there's nothing like the stillness and the depth and the vastness of meditation to let that come up by itself. So please come. And tomorrow we're going to have 2 periods of two assigned times every day to meditate. You come for as long as you like. It's not like you've got to commit to any given period of time. If it's possible to come tomorrow to get a little basic instruction, that's great, because it means that when you come on other days, you already know what you want to do, sort of thing. If that's not possible, that's fine. I'll show you how to do it another day. But tomorrow, 9 and 5:30.
Is it 9?
I
don't know if it says 9 on the schedule.
Well, let's say 9 and 5:30 will be approximate times to aim for. If you want to come any time of day or night outside that, fine, just come. Find your way to the river cabin.
So if you're interested,
you'll be there all the time?
I will be there most of the time. I'm going to be working. I'll come and join activities on the whole when they have me, but I'll be there a lot of the other time. I'll be either working or meditating myself. I might go out for the old swim in the river.
Racing,
brave man.
the old racing experience.
Henry, can I ask you a question?
Immersion in the river.
It's improper or not, but what's your relationship with this place? What's it done for you?
Oh my God. Well, I got here this afternoon. I'll just give you an example. I got here this afternoon. I've unpacked, I've set up the cushions in the Zendo, which look really nice, by the way. And I was just, walking up the path, and I realized, oh my God, I'm peaceful and I'm joyous. I couldn't decide if it was peaceful joy or joyous peace, but it felt damn good. And that's my relationship with this place. It comes up from the land. It's the geology. It's the, I don't know what it is. It's Tom. I don't know what it is. It's the pine trees. It's the pine trees, it's the geology, it's Tom, it's the cabins, it's the wood everywhere, it's the smells, it's the air, it's the altitude, I don't know what it is. But my God, this is as bad as good as it gets.
Beautiful.
Okay, thanks.
So anybody who's interested in doing meditation tomorrow, what I recommend, because I've fallen down on one of my responsibilities, which is hang big ugly pieces of plastic so that people can find their ways to various places, is you're really going to have to rely on either talking to somebody that has already been here, but really where you should really go is to the office. And then the office is open at 8, and they can show you where the Zendo is. It's very simple to get there once you know. It's just to walk down the hill, back around behind the log house, and follows a path, and there's only one cabin down there. It's on the map.
It's on the map,
Yeah,
actually,
it's on
and
the
one simple way to think of it is that the whole large area is up on this plateau, like Tom was saying. So if you turn around, there's the river. The left-hand end, sort of side, down near the river, you can't miss it really. Just go down and veer left, and there you'll see a cabin. It's the only one.
Well, there's 2 cabins on this plateau. One of them is the Zendo, which is an old wooden shack cabin, look kind of like where you're staying probably. And unless you're staying in Chris's cabin, which is cabin number 2. Our apologies to Chris, he's in one of the cabins. Every cabin needs to have a number when we renovate it, we give it a name. So cabin number 2, he all deserves our sympathies. He's roughing it. He's the Spartan of the group. But it's just kind of a wooden building. There's also a really beautiful building that was designed by a very preeminent architect who won the AIA Gold Medal Lifetime Achievement Award, which is Antoine Predock, who's based in Albuquerque. You're welcome to explore that. If you're interested in architecture, you should check it out. It's extraordinary. Built, hunkered in, the words are hunkered into this basalt cliff. All you have to do is flip the combination pad around and you'll see the combination on the back. Thieves never think to look at the back. The combination pad. So, and actually if you do go, just leave it unlocked so everybody else can kind of go in and out of there. But I recommend checking it out. It's really cool.
Hold on,
There's
Tom,
only,
the one thing you want to say about that is we're the only people here
Oh,
this
yeah.
week,
yeah,
Right
that
now.
isn't, yeah,
which
that's-
is why we can leave the door unlocked.
Yeah.
Why don't you say something about
Absolutely. We're the only people on the lodge. This is it. In fact, we're the only people on 4,000 acres. And there's one last thing. I think we're all done now, and I want to be done. But there's this border here. This used to be a fly fishing lodge itself that got subdivided in the 70s. But once you cross that gate at Corcoran's Lodge, for 50 miles that way, well, not 50, sorry, 30 miles that way, 50 miles that way, and about 20 miles that way is a total of maybe 80 people. So you're right on the edge of total privacy. It's an extraordinarily amazing privilege to be on this property. And it's a wonderful gift, and I hope this week is a gift to each and every one of you guys, and I really look forward to enjoying it with you. And I'm extraordinarily excited and joyous and peaceful. Those are wonderful words. Really looking forward to having a great week, and hope it means as much to all of you as I think it's intended to be. Okay? So,
Take that, follow your bliss. The original advice for the first 40 years of his career was follow your fascination. Whatever shape stuck with him.
I will take your
So I tried to refine it a little bit in the interview I did with them. It's actually an old Hindu concept. The soul falls in bliss. But it's a little hoity-toity, and if it's too cleverly.
But there's also holes where you can go in.
Follow your fascination. I feel more good. I feel very good. So when I teach kids, that's what I say. What fascinates you? Not just what you like. What's interesting.
I want art.
Yes. It's a fascinating insight you just had.
Most of all. Go into these holes and these are just the expression
At the heart of
the water.
It's a great concept.
Just like skating like different one.
Holds you. Arrests these kids. You hear a poem. Some of his poetry does that to me. I'm sitting in front of a mirror and I move. That's fascinating. You see a young kid discover engineering or whatever it might be. All like discipline. That's fascination. It's very different from living.
This is pressure, just laying on top of it.
The other part of it,
Yeah, he was.
Well, that's what they do with your cattle now. To slaughter facilities. They develop this funnel.
Who's the woman that developed?
They developed a funnel to bring the cattle closer and closer together, and then these sort of
To describe what
They also go into
Yeah, which is like Dante's Inferno. Or the Purgatory.
It's an interesting way to think about being so disengaged.
Right, that's what I was
It's
talking
separated.
about.
It's separated.
Reality around it.
You can go riding later.
And then they
So it's like twin. So I finally figured out like the key of swap.
Unexpected.
And it's like the saddle on a horse, you put your foot on there.
Especially on the West Coast.
Like land on
It's a culture that is still, it's very slow conversation.
It's so simple and so much.
I guess we all have, everybody's out here.
Speak, but I can't the other side of it is sit still, because you're actually relying on what's happening in the
I used to play in a
You're not doing enough. And it's hard to tell. Cultural emphasis on salvation, speaks, changes, which he's given us things like that.
Just a little bit like my house was built. You guys know.
He's just a man's man, right?
At Wellsbar University.
Eyes, right?
No, it's more
Consider it a
extreme
talk.
than that. It's more extreme than that. No, it's, right, yes. My dad's my son is not. I know a lot of very sympathetic people.
Not saying there aren't. So we perform.
Socially. It's okay.
Traditional.
Right, like don't show that side. Yeah.
What do we have fishing and campfire?
We're a fraternity. Sports.
Yeah, tank us home, here we go.
And then she put on the work and I was saying, like he knows, like, I always have to use the tax out. I'm sure. We back to sort of my parents and I said, how did I read? That is part of it. I mean, I wanted to
She's learned to feel the nudity. It really feels good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now you're just running around.
Yeah. Yeah, he's sensitive to that.
How much are that?
Rochester Institute. You're not the only
I was a graphics
What do they call me?
What other gluten-free beer, which I heard doesn't qualify as
But I still want to do it.
It's not like just having a made of weather.
My mother-in-law's diabetes, and she found out she has she always
She like comes to your house and like takes your blood.
Yeah.
Now that's another
She's a little intense.
Yeah, so I've done another year of and I was
So I sent it to her, and she was like, wow, but you're right. Always in the store.
my wife started
It's age.
You're like, you're even. You're like, what that mean? I need your water. So she said, iron level. So she said, how do you get up in the morning? I'm like, well, I get to go. Literally, we're going to go downstairs and my husband. Even when our kids were little, we cried for a while together.
So that's
Really, really tired.
I'm sure yours is like no white blood cells. It's like that's a stoner thing too.
I was a musician for 40 years.
I felt loaded every time I played with him. I associated them with
And I wrote a book.
to me, I just was like, I don't know anything.
You know, there's that river.
That was what I
The club on the street.
and a couple other things were like,
I mean, we played all over.
dry skin. I used to get dry skin. That went away.
I spent more time on
And I feel sick. But I didn't feel sick. Like some people feel sick. I just felt different, but I never felt sick.
One of the original Dons.
I do not overly
when I was there, I'm directing. It was
so big music.
Oh, sure.
I met with a guy that's running a
I'm looking for the free pizza. In this system, a lot more.
Very run down.
There is
But I'm really interested in this
I take a real story for sometimes do it more. Like I think, yeah, like I just say it's part of the modern condition, right? Like I don't want to get up in the morning.
Man up.
I feel bedraggled, right? My skin is gray and ashy. I think that we're all descending into chaos, you know? And I think, is that modern or just part of the modern condition?
So do you think she might?
Ah, it's just part of the world. I mean, I already have my own government.
This one here, Philip has a theory and he sort of calls up, it's not me.
Yeah.
Right? Did I summarize that? This is just how the world is.
Certain conditions and something. We all have slightly various conditions. Now medical technology and to better calibrate
Right. And label. Yeah.
even the calibrating comes before the label. The fact that you can actually measure to a certain level,
Right.
and then you have excess and deficiency.
Yeah.
So there's a level of calibration trials, long-term diagnosis.
But there are so many things for which
And I think
our
this is
children, like, there are very few definitive diagnoses.
Yeah.
I can tell you what does stick.
Sometimes the project work doesn't read you, and I know Frank was like that too.
I had an idea
So you should
transform a lot of retail experience.
experience. There was something in the aesthetics that
Something impacting your balance.
Everyone. And the president was like, $1 million that you spent.
Thanks, John. That's about all we'll see at jobs.
And this is something everyone needs very much. That man, so I guess.
The little food serving.
Oh yeah, I like that. That was fun. That's awesome. That's a fantastic introduction. I think that was exact.
John has your number.
And not a better group to be Somebody said to me, I was out interviewing people with probably something ridiculous. It's probably like he's going to have
I don't understand it. I've never seen one.
Explain this.
I don't understand why
in a
you
while?
want to do it.
Someone in the wild. Look, we're talking about competition of jazz.
How old would you be if you didn't know how old you were?
Well, then why not go further?
Like a punch ducket, partridge, and
I don't know.
you would go, yeah. I'll make that one. Hummingbird inside.
With my compatriot, it will show up shortly seeing how that guy turns.
The only way to prepare a turkey is this outdoor deep fat fryer. Yeah, you have to like it with it's not completely unless someone goes to it.
We jumped up at the end of this thing the other day, got out of the rust, and he just jumped up on the table. He did it during his thing. At the end, he started to play solo.
I heard it.
It's like a puss cafe. It's not just orders.
I still have a guitar. I still have it from